G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is the Long Carbine, translated from French. So, yeah, people have been asking for some New Vegas content, so I might as well get off my lazy ass from Fallout 4 and do some New Vegas content. So, basically, this bad boy here is a unique cowboy repeater, and it comes with all the mods attached, plus a little scope on it, which will definitely help you scope in. One of the things that I do not like about the cowboy repeater is that the sights are horribly intrusive and they give you quite bad tunnel vision. So putting this scope on, while it does give you tunnel vision, it gives you a good zoom and a nice little point of reticle, so you actually know where you're aiming. Reloading this. So I've got this loaded up with jacketed flat point rounds, which increase our damage a little bit and subtract 3 from our target's damage thresholds, which will help it do just a little bit more damage. You can see the shells bouncing around in the scope's view, which is, I don't know, that's kind of odd. But luckily for us, this thing actually shoots really fast thanks to the little custom crank on it. The mod is called, I'm not sure what it's called, but it gives us plus 50% rate of fire, which is very useful for any weapons such as this. So we'll get stuck into this Deathclaw here. Young Deathclaw, he goes down with a bit of a bloody mess explosion, which is always fun to watch. Definitely like that better than what it was in Fallout 4. Fallout 4's bloody mess was a little bit on the unpleasant looking side. But there we go, there's a bunch of Deathclaws down here. Let's just go as fast as we can into these pile of Deathclaws here. See how many hits we can get. Oh wow, this one actually made it up to us. If you could reload and we can get into VATS. We'll see how this thing does in VATS. Press the wrong button there. So we're getting about 4 hits in VATS, which is good. Got a crit there. And we're able to take him out in the 3rd shot. Leaves us a little bit more action points, which we won't need for any immediate VATSing, but that's interesting. So yeah, this thing is relatively generous when it comes to VATS shots, which is the thing about New Vegas weapons is that usually you only get 1 or 2 shots with a rifle type weapon before you have to reload it. And if it's even a Fallout 4 weapon with a rifle weapon with a scope, you get certainly less shots in VATS, so that's good. If that Deathclaw is going to stay there, it'd be a good idea to take him out. Probably not worth using VATS at this range, it's only a coin flip chance of hitting his head. So we'll go ahead and take him out this way. Wow, I think I'm hitting the rocks before him. There's Fallout New Vegas's dodgy hitboxes working there. But there you go. So the reload on this weapon is actually kind of neat. You've got that same sort of animation that you'd get for the repeater rifle that you can find. Lincoln's repeater and any other repeaters in Fallout 3. So it's a nice and quick reload. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you do it, but whatever. We'll quickly sprint up to this next little bit here, and we'll take out these Deathclaws at range here. Obviously the scope on this thing is going to make this sort of the perfect range we want to engage. We'll get that first little sneak attack crit on the tougher enemy there just to get him out of the way. Didn't quite take him down, but we'll take him out like this. There we go. He explodes everywhere, and those younger Deathclaws will go down very easily too. So let's take him out this way. So yeah, the Cowboy Repeater has an unusually high rate of fire for anything that's lever action. Like, I think the lever action rifle in Fallout 3 is a little bit more realistic in its rate of fire, but maybe the Cory is just a big old cowboy or cowgirl, depending on what sex you choose your Cory to be. And you crank that thing like there's no tomorrow. So there's the alpha male Deathclaw. We'll get stuck in him. Hopefully we can land some crits. There we go. Is that 2 crits? Excellent. So his head's crippled. It's not going to matter all that much. If there's one limb you want to cripple on an alpha Deathclaw, it is definitely the legs. Just make him run a little bit slower. We'll work on taking him out. Not sure if this weapon is hit scan, but I can't see the traces on this, so it feels like it's a little bit more hit scan. But no, there was a little bit of a discrepancy there just between when I shot and the Deathclaw taking damage. So definitely not a hit scan weapon, but maybe having traces on this weapon fly around would probably throw off your aim a bit, and you'd see traces come out of the bottom of the scope as they reach your target, which may be a little bit distracting, I'm not sure. but it's an interesting little touch there nonetheless. So we're at just at the edge of this weapon's prime condition, so we're about to see a little bit of damage drop off, but since the Deathclaws are all congregating and sitting in this nice little spot here, I see no reason to repair our weapon as just fire in. Now it is a little bit cheap firing on these Deathclaws from up upon this little ridge here, but the thing is, if I ever even try to jump down, I'll get swarmed with all of these Deathclaws at once and I will most definitely die. I wouldn't even jump down there if I had a Gatling laser, so you know. But I think this is a good way to demonstrate this thing's damage. If you've got your character spec'd out right, you can do a lot of damage with this thing. Hell, I don't even think my character here is completely optimized for this, so you know. You might not even be seeing peak performance of this weapon, but as you can tell, this weapon is actually performing very well. You've got a decent damage output, a decent rate of fire, a decent mag size for what it is, and you can engage enemies from a pretty good distance out, which makes it very, very versatile indeed. So, I believe that is it for the Deathclaws. Looks like they've all decided to take a hike down this way to their deaths, but there you have it. That was the Long Carbine. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it in French, but I think we can move on to a monster now. This should be fun. Okay, so the monster for the day is none other than Legate Lanius himself, so let's get stuck into him and see how fast this thing can kill him. So, oh, I think I might have chose the wrong Lanius to spawn. Hold on. Alright, now to kill the real Legate Lanius, and unfortunately for us, we don't get the satisfaction of doing a sneak attack crit for his first attempt. He's got the 2 first hits on us, which is a shame, so we should probably work on taking him out just like this. Luckily for us, we've got a rather speedy little repeater here, so we'll be able to take him out nice and easily, and a bunch of auto-inject stimpaks at our disposal. Man, it's hard to hit these dudes. He actually ducks and weaves like a bloody feral ghoul in Battlefield in Fallout 4. So can we get him dead, please? Come on, come on. One more will do you in, mate. And there he goes. Now, since it's essential, we'll just get God to finish him off. So click on him, disable. Thanks, God. I mean, that was me. That was totally me. Okay, yeah. You saw that. That was a Long Carbine kicking Lanius's ass. And on that note, I'm pretty sure that is about it for this particular weapon. So if you like this weapon, you better kill what's-his-face for it, because he was the one who holds it. Or if you're a lazy bugger like me, you just go ahead and use console commands to get it, and all of your ammo for YouTube weapon review show purposes. So yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Ooh, look at that. I like that building.